Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of The Connector. Doesn't every great opportunity in life begin with a single conversation? I am your connector, Arielle Leavitt. Networking, making introductions, and bringing people together from all walks of life to engage, share, learn, and grow is my passion. In this podcast, we dive into the people that are behind the community and connection and have them share with us how different connections in their life grew their business and opportunities. Let's dive into today's episode.
I love being here every week with you all. This is just so much fun for me. I get to share all the connections I get to make, all the ripple effects that I get to make throughout my day, and bring my guests to you and show you how building your business through community is so easy and simple. It's available. I'm putting on this event next week, and it's a rippling effect. It's for the Ripple networking app, which if you are not on it, you better get on it. If you are a networker, a business owner, anybody who wants to expand their business and get the right contact, because it is the right contact that is going to lead you into the next business opportunity. And from this event, I have been able to bring it together with a whole bunch of sponsors. I've been able to bring this event together from all these sponsors. And now everybody's going to get to showcase their business and provide what they do. And we're all working together to create this just community and helping each other, which is just amazing, because now it's like I'm helping my best friend and my best friend's helping me, and then we're expanding the network and showing each other's business and showing off each other. Who doesn't want to do a little show off? So I am so excited to bring on one of my sponsors that's going to be for this event. Not only does she do all sorts of things, such a great entrepreneur, but she has a photo booth company, which is just so much fun, right? Like all the 360 things where you get to stand in there and you get to wave and do the fun stuff. So Tomeka James is my guest today, and she is a dynamic entrepreneur, educator, and business coach with a passion for innovation and empowerment. With a background as an international stylist, specializing in hair replacement and styling. She trained thousands in the beauty professional world, all worldwide. And Tomeka is a CEO of 360 Photobooth company, bringing immersive experience to events. Helping entrepreneurs plan with strategizing, organization, business. She does business coaching also. She's an incredible businesswoman. She gives back to the community, not only with women in shelters. I mean, she's constantly in the community working with other business owners, and I'm just in awe of her. I actually met her at another networking event called Crew, which is for commercial real estate individuals, which I am so excited that Ripple is going to be part of their group now. But I saw her at this event, and I was just blown away. I was like, wow, you command a room, and how you go to interview people. There's no one like you out there that is doing what you're doing. And she came up to me and did this 30-second interview, got the information, closed it, all within 30 seconds. And I was blown away. So, Tomeka, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Oh my gosh.
I'm so excited to be here today.
So good. And I was just blown away when you told me, and then you told me this is your business, this is what you do. You go to events, you interview people at the events, see what their experience was like, talk about their business or talk about who they are, and it's a newscaster for events. And that doesn't exist. I mean, at least you're the only person that I've found that this exists with. Yeah. And so, so from hairstylist to now 360, which it kind of goes hand in hand. Photos, camera, lights, camera, action with hair. I mean, I'm so into this. So how do we do this transition? Let's talk about the hairstyling. Let's talk about it all.
Okay.
So let's hairstyling to photo booth.
Yeah, hairstyling my entire life. Since I was 12, I was creating techniques and doing things along the way, just figuring it out. Started in the house, and I did my mom, then I did all my family and friends, and then I started doing my teachers. I was at the teacher's house doing hair. Yeah, for real. So from there, after I got my license, right? Okay. What people don't know is I went to cosmetology school right after high school, but it was the high school I went to. They had an adult program and a program for the teenagers. So I was 19 as an adult. I went back to my high school that had the program. I went in the day with the students, teenagers, and at night with the adults. So I obtained my license in less than 10 months because I was able to get my hours. Because I used to do everyone's hair.
Yeah.
So the principal of the school said to me, well, would you like to come back and utilize this program? But it had never been done where an adult went with the students in the day and then with the adults at night. So I break barriers, I take back doors, all types of, seriously, yeah.
Like a true entrepreneur. That's what you have to do as an
Yeah.
entrepreneur. You're constantly going against the grain. And you're kind of swimming upstream a little bit, but in a fun way, right? And so, okay, so continue on. I want to, so then the hairstylist, because your skills at interviewing, I was like, you've definitely done more than, I mean, you know how to talk to people.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see how we fast forward. I am doing hair for most of my life, and then I go to this big hair show, Brown & Brothers in Atlanta. Everyone knows about it. They've been doing this show for like over 70 years. So I go there and I get inspired, and then I come back and create like a little technique that I figure out. So I have a staff at the time, and I start training them on the technique. So now I have my own, this updo technique, like this, like for, you know, special occasions. So every staff member that comes in, I train them. And now it's like my look. So around town, everyone knows where they got their hair done because it was from my salon. So from there, I started, okay, so then I had, years later, my mother-in-law ends up having cancer, right? And she has it for the second time because, yeah, she had it for the second time. And I end up saying, how can I support her? And I went to sleep for like 6 months every night trying to find a solution to make a wig for her without her being present. And this dream that I had, it was reoccurring, and then over time it ended with a solution. And I end up creating this technique. So measuring the head without a person being present and making a unit without them being present. So I then patent the technique and travel literally the world training. One quick story about that.
Yeah,
is
I love
that
it. I love stories. Share.
I end up, so I wanted to share it with the world. And I realized that I couldn't do it alone. So I decided to go to this conference that I went to every year. And it was a Dudley's conference. And I went in and I went straight to Mr. Dudley, who just recently passed away this year. And I went to shake his hand to tell him, I have a technique that you guys are not utilizing that I want to share with the world. And he was so impressed by my handshake. I even had a fake business card because I had just shifted, and my salon that I had closed it, moved to a new location. So I had a business card that I printed and cut and took with me, literally, okay? I give him this card, it's oddly shaped, and a few days later I get a phone call, and it's from one of the leaders in his company, and she says, Mr. Dudley wants to know what you're speaking about, and he wants to fly you down for a mock session.
Whoa.
So they make, they bring some mock students, which are actually, because they have a school. So they bring these students in, and they bring some of the staff in, and I do an actual class. When I do this class, it's over, they love it. He says, we want to bring you back to our school. So then they will bring me back periodically to educate at this school on a technique that I created. Now, I really was getting ready to tell you this story. This is going to be the end of my stories for now on this topic. So I start working with them, and then they do these cruises. So the education is on a cruise. And they take me, and I do my technique. But there's a lady in the audience that's one of the attendees, and she's from Paris. So we get to know each other on the cruise, and we pass our information. She says at one point, I'd love to bring you to Paris. Would you like to come and educate on your technique? And I said, yeah, sure. Don't believe it's going to happen. She called me. She booked me, brought me to Paris for 10 days. And we end up shooting one of the videos there for a technique. I mean, it's just a lot in this. The journey was beautiful as a stylist and educator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing how it flowed for you.
Yeah.
That you just kind of, you cut out the business cards, you gave it to the person, and it led you to the next thing and the next thing, and then the cruise, and then going to Paris, right? Yeah. To do all these things. And so something must have happened to then make you want to do this switch to Photobooth?
Yeah.
Because like, I mean, that sounds like so much momentum happening. And then, but what was the change?
Well, it had been 30 years of doing hair. So let's go fast forward, okay?
Wait, you're 30 years old.
No, I used to be a long time ago. long time ago. So, yeah, I was doing hair for 30 years, and I got to the point where I realized, like, I don't want to do this anymore. I've educated, I even created a team of educators. There were 45 of them. And I traveled educating, so I was teaching them to speak publicly, because the only way that they could educate on the techniques I created was to teach them to speak on a stage, to do a presentation in a small classroom, to, you know, just be able to be present in front of others with confidence. So I shared that with them, and it was within me. So that's why it's easy for me to speak to people. Yeah. And then I had a line of instructional videos, so I had to sell them. And sales means you have to talk to people. So it all is intertwined. Yeah, so that's why it's easy. Okay, so the transition?
No, I want to go like, when you're saying like it's easy to, words from the heart speak to the heart. And that's exactly what you were doing. It's just when you were saying that, I'm like, yeah, it was easy for you because it came from your heart. You know, you were just literally speaking from your heart to somebody else's, and it's easy, it's effortless, and they get it, they can hear it. And so, yeah, okay, so then that's how the educational piece came into play, and then you were like, let's get out of this and go into Photobooth?
No, I don't. Sorry,
I'm still working on this, guys.
Okay, so 30 years of that, then the pandemic happens, and it is the way.
People are doing events then. I mean, come on.
I don't think about events at the time because I don't want to do hair anymore. But okay, so you don't know this part, but I created a trade show.
I don't know.
So during the years, I created a trade show called Extensions Expo, and because my area of expertise was hair extensions, hair replacement, and weaving techniques, I created an educational forum. So there was a trade show that lasted for 13 years in person. Booked a hotel, we filled it up. People came from all over the world. We did over 50 classes per day over the course of 2 days. So I had all of these educators, and okay, so that happened for 13 years. But then when the pandemic happened, it needed to go online. So now I'm coaching and educating online. So everything I was doing was online. People still wanted to, you know, learn techniques. So this is happening throughout the pandemic. And then I make so much money sitting in my house, educating on the same things that I know, like, and I taught technology and things like that, that I realized I don't have to do hair anymore. Bump this hair stuff. Forget this. So when I realized that, I now have a Zoom account, and I was able to utilize it to the fullest. So I made so much money from home that I said, I can work anywhere. So now I decided to move to Florida. So Florida happened because I was sitting home and I was meditating, like, well, what am I going to do next? And what does life look like after this? So I said, I will live like I'm on vacation. I write down this thing on the paper, on a little cue card. What do you call it? Index card. I write it there and I tuck it away. I don't see it anymore. And then I make the choice to move because I'm on this walk one day and it's getting cold in New Jersey, which is where I'm from. And I'm like, if I stay here, I can't walk every day anymore because it's going to be cold. So a month later, I booked a flight, landed in Florida, and I asked a few friends, what city do you think will be good for me? Because I need an international airport. So we pick Fort Lauderdale area, and I land, and I rent a car when I land. I booked the flight 2 days before, and I get in this car, and I had 2 people that I knew here. And for the first full day, I just drive around all day looking at properties to see where I could potentially live. At the end of the second day, as I already looked at this one property, I decided to double back because, like, so I let my intuition, rule me, my gut feelings and things like that. And I was like, I think I should look at this property again. So I called them, and then I go online and I see that they have everything that I need. And by the way, I had written a list, and I said to myself and to everyone in front of me, do not show me a property if it doesn't possess these things, because I don't want to get stuck in something I have to get out of. So that last property I saw the night before I left was the one. And they called me back and they said, it's yours and you can move back in a month. And I decided I came right back. I set everything up and moved back. So I'm working online, which brings me to how does the transition happen? So I could move here because I'm working online. So I set my computer up in my new place and I just coach people online. And then one day I said, oh my gosh, I need to do something else because I'm in the house. And coaching, honestly, let me be real, okay? Because I'm not here to be fake. I did so well with coaching for like 2 years straight. I decided to do high ticket coaching. I was doing high ticket, low ticket, all of that. And then all of a sudden, some of the clients that I had, they couldn't continue paying. So it put me in a bind, like, wait a minute, what's happening here? So I was searching for what else I could do. And I was online on the internet and I ran into a Photobooth video. And I was like, maybe I could try this. This looks kind of cute. So I So I decided to purchase one on New Year's Eve for a New Year's Eve party that a friend of mine is having. And I opened it up at his party. And I asked him, can I bring it there? I opened it up at the party. I only checked the box to see if everything was in it before the party. This is how bold this is how I move, okay? So.
It kind of sounds like me. I kind of do the same thing. I bought a sign and I had this big event and I'm working on setting up the sign like 30 minutes before the event. Could not figure it out. I YouTubed it. I did the whole thing, literally out of the box. So this is how we do things, entrepreneurs, right? Like you just do it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So at the New Year's party, you are.
I do the event and I take it out of the box. Almost everything goes well except for like a few little things, and but it was fine. So after that, people loved it, and then I set it up as a real business about 2 months later, and it got rolling.
Were you nervous, like when you were setting this up? You're like, how am I going to actually have people do this or set up the line or come? Like, is the equipment really going to work? Is this going to be like awkward? Sorry guys, like we're actually down, we're not working.
So I'm just bold and I believe in myself, and when I'm on a path, I'm going, and that's it. That's all I know. It's like, this is what I'm doing and this is where I'm going, and that's it. So there was a little bit of research. So I sat up for hours and days on end and watched videos and learned the things that would be the barriers between me and something going wrong. So that's kind of what I teach in coaching. Like, if you know what you need to do and you know what could go wrong and you work on those things, you should be in a good position, which I was. And that's basically how it went.
So it wasn't this past New Year's Eve. This was like...
No, this was 2 years ago.
Okay, I was going to say, I'm like, whoa, and you just exploded because I just met you like a month ago.
No. And now this New Year's Eve, I did a 360 event at a mansion.
Ooh.
So it just, everything just kept going up because I decided who my clients were and things like that. So yeah.
I'm really impressed with how you take control of your manifestation in a way. But it's not even, I mean, you really feel into it, because manifestation can be, some people say just write it down and it will happen. I believe feel it and it will happen. Mm-hmm. And really feel like that it's gonna go.
Yeah.
And that's what you seem to do. You're like, no, this is how I feel. I can feel myself on vacation. I can feel myself doing these photo booth experiences. I can feel myself coaching. You know, you are really like visualizing and feeling that whole experience, not just, I think I can do this. It sounds like a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to get more into this. All of this feeling and the excitement and the way you grow a business is in entrepreneur land. Entrepreneur land. I'm going to just call it entrepreneur land. All right, we're going to come back in just a few minutes after these short commercial breaks.
Chase Studio is about making your home feel like you have a space that reflects your personality, style, and life. Whether it's a renovation, new build, or room refresh, Chase Studio offers 2D and 3D design packages to bring your vision to life. Our 2D packages are perfect for those who want a quick, stylish update, while our 3D packages take it to the next level, giving you a full walkthrough of the space before it's built. With our interactive 3D walkthrough, you can experience your space in real time, ensuring the layout and design are just right before you commit. Plus, if you're tackling a renovation or a new build, Chase Studios full-service design ensures your home is functional, beautiful, and truly you every step of the way. Let's make your dream space a reality. Visit Chase Studio at chasestudiodesign.com to learn more. Feeling the pain after a car accident, work injury, or just challenges of everyday life? At MedAmerica in Deerfield Beach, we're here to help you feel better and get back to doing what you love. Our certified outpatient rehabilitation facility offers expert chiropractic care and physical therapy, all tailored to you. With one-on-one attention from our experienced team, we focus on relieving your pain and helping you heal. Call 954-428-4707 today or visit medamericarehab.com. MedAmerica, where better starts here. Every great business needs a board. As a women business owner, you deserve one too. Welcome to the Boardroom, where women entrepreneurs find the support, focus, and community they need to grow their business. The Boardroom is a sounding board for ideas, challenges, and success to build connections, gain insight, and stay focused on creating your best business yet. Call 954-428-4707 today for more information on the Boardroom. Empower your business because success starts here. You've been listening to the Connector Podcast, where we talk about how being open to the right conversations can open up so many opportunities to build your business. Call to the show at 888-994-4995, Studio A.
Thank you to our sponsors and MedAmerica, Physical Therapy and Chiropractic. We appreciate you. I am so glad. This is right. Like, I get tongue-tied sometimes, you guys. And then we make bloopers out of it because I just say weird stuff sometimes. You know, it happens, right? You're like, you just say it. Like last week's episode, I said something so inappropriate and I could not stop laughing. And in my head, it sounded better than when I actually said it. But it's going to make for great bloopers. So if you did not catch it already, last week's episode, you can catch the ending where we talk about, yes, fun things. So let's get back into entrepreneurship, because this is like my favorite topic, because it is so brave being an entrepreneur. You never know when your next client is going to come in. You don't really know income, right? Like income is an up and down thing, and it's constantly obviously going up, but it's like a little wave going up and down, and it can feel unsteady sometimes. And it's nice to be able to have people to bounce ideas or get inspiration from. I know I feel like I have guides in my life, and guides in what do you call them? Mentors, you call them guides, whatever it may be. But I feel like I have some that take me to a certain spot, and some continue with me for life, or some will continue with me for just a short amount of time to give me inspiration of what I need to do next. And so I want to talk about your role models, your mentors, your guides. Like, what has there been somebody that has been key success into your journey, or a key part into your journey? I mean, it sounds like, for me, what I hear is that you really just listen to your own gut, and it's hard to do sometimes when so many people are throwing things at you, right? Do this idea, do that idea, you should do this, you should do that, and everybody has an idea to solve something that you don't even know you had a problem with. And so, but sometimes it's nice to have a sounding board or somebody who has done this, and hear what they have to share with you, and how to grow, because we're all constantly growing and learning. And so do you have somebody, or?
Not really somebody. And you said it so well.
Or was
Me, as a person who does the research, will reach out to an individual to get a question answered. I did, when I wanted to do the coaching, I got a coach. So that was the person I looked up to at the time because they had the strategy that I needed. So it was basically me focusing on, who has the answers at this time. And so I got a coach in that moment. Okay, so that's that. In the photo booth world, it's like there's no real person. I watch YouTube. So there are some YouTube videos that kind of have become my coach. I am in groups on like Facebook. So when I need a question answered or something like that, there are people who are already doing things. And I trust that someone who's already done something has the answer to how to do it. And they also know what went wrong. So like I like hearing what went wrong so I can kind of chart that and say to myself, okay, this could potentially happen. So I want to go around that instead of going over it or through it. Yeah, so it's a host of people that have answers. Also, I am in I'm a member of different chambers. I am in different business groups. And I think that the other business people are people I look up to. They have answers about their own businesses that give me insight about what I can do as well. So I look at a lot of people as leaders that have information that I can use. So no one particular person, honestly. It's like I wish I could say that there is a person, but no, not really. And I became the leader quickly in the beauty industry, so.
Yeah, and it's not even one particular person. It's just also you're using your community, and that's the beauty.
Yes, community, yeah.
And that's what's so important. All right, I love to do like a little like fire rapid question, but it's funny because it's like, I know everybody's doing fire rapid questions, but you know what? They're fun. So like, but one of the things is like, I was going to say like, what is your first job? But you never had did you ever have a first job?
Okay, so my first job was doing hair in the house, but I had this other first job, which was I went to go work at the supermarket. I'm sorry. I faked my driver license. It wasn't driver license. I faked my ID, and I was only 12, and I faked it to be 14. And I changed my birth certificate so that I could get the job. But then I only worked there for 2 weeks because I hated it because I was doing hair at home, and I made more money at home instead of traveling for 2 hours to this supermarket, and I quit in 2 weeks.
That is so funny.
Yeah.
Most people fake their like birth certificate or something like for ID, like to buy alcohol.
Yeah.
Not to really work someplace.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then I didn't need it anymore because I quit. I was like, I'm not doing this.
You're like, I got this. I'm going to set my own hours and make my own stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this has been amazing having you. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us.
Thank you.
And just your whole entrepreneurial journey. And I love that you have really followed your intuition. You're constantly following your intuition. What your gut says, you are going to do. Mm-hmm. And then like it goes into like, if you feel it, do it, right? And I think that's for everybody. If you feel that this is a hell yes, go do it. You know it's going to be an amazing outcome.
That's right.
So, oh my gosh. Okay, so where can everybody find you before we have to end this episode?
Oh my God,
we're already at the end. I know, so many juicy things.
Okay, all right, Tomeka James on Instagram. That's my name, Tomeka James. CTJ360 Photobooth is the Photobooth page. And I just created a new page called CTJ360 Interviews. Because I've been interviewing so many people, I need a place for all of them to be housed. Yeah. My website is ctj360photobooth.com.
I love it.
Yeah.
You are amazing. I love what you were just totally a trailblazer in this whole thing and bringing the news of the events to life, so everybody else can see what's happening with other events. All right. I look forward to seeing you all next week for a whole new episode. But before we go, please write a review, subscribe, share this episode, do all the things. I love hearing feedback. Call in, write about the podcast, do everything. I love feedback and I love questions. And if you have questions for me about Tomeka, send them in. Let's hear them and let's have you back. Okay. That would be awesome. All right, we'll see you all next week for a whole new episode.
Thank you for taking the time out of your day to connect with me here. I love to hear more from you at arielletheconnector@gmail.com. see you all next week for a whole new connection.